The episode opens with Futaro Uesugi on his wedding day, dreaming about meeting his mysterious bride. The story then flashes back to his school life. In the cafeteria, Fujaro meets Itsuki Nakano when she sits at his usual table. Noticing his perfect test score, she asks for study help and offers lunch, but he brushes her off. Soon after, Futaro's sister Raiha calls to say their father found him a tutor job, only for Futaro to realize the student is Itsuki. When he tries to apologize, he instead meets her 4 sisters, Ichika, Yotsuba, Miku, and Nino, not realizing they are quintuplets. At their apartment, he announces he is their tutor and is stunned to learn he must teach all 5. Only Yotsuba cooperates, and Nino secretly drugs Futaro's drink and sends him home. Itsuki brings him back, meets Raiha, learns of the Uesugi's poverty, and accepts Raiha's invitation to visit again. At their next session, the sisters refuse to study, so Futaro challenges them to a test. If they pass, that he will quit. They score only 100 total. The next day, he sees Miku answered a history question correctly and tries to talk to her, but Ichika and Yotsuba interrupt and embarrass her. Miku later calls Futaro to the roof, where he briefly mistakes her academic confession for a love confession. She reveals her passion for Japanese warlords, and even disguises herself as Yotsuba to tease him. After Futaro brings her favorite soda as a peace offering and tells her she scored highest, he realizes each girl got different questions right. Encouraged, Miku joins him and Yotsuba to study. At the next session, Nino drives off Ichika, Yotsuba, and Itsuki, then challenges Miku to a cooking contest. Though Nino's dish looks better, Futaro declares a draw, winning more of Miku's trust. When Futaro returns for forgotten flashcards, towel-clad Nino mistakes him for Miku without lenses, knocks down books, and Futaro shields her only to be photographed by Itsuki in a compromising pose. The girls hold a trial to decide whether he can stay. Miku and then Ichika and Itsuki defend him, but Nino storms out. Locked out and too proud to ask in, Nino ends up talking to Futaro, refusing to accept him no matter what her sisters think. Later, Itsuki brings Futaro his tutoring pay, which he tries to refuse, but Raiha persuades them both to go to the arcade. They take photos and have fun, then run into the other sisters in Yukata. Futaro agrees to fireworks if they finish homework first. At the festival, Ichika flirts with him but slips off for a secret phone call. Miku tells Futaro the fireworks tradition honors their late mother. After hiding the other girls on a rented rooftop, Nino sends Futaro to find them. He finds Ichika but is chased off by a mustached man, meets injured Miku, and unknowingly hurts her by saying they aren't friends. Ichika drags him into an alley, revealing she has work and can't stay. The mustached man, her talent agent, finds her, and Futaro protects her, calling himself the quintuplets' partner. Though he tries convincing her to stay, she leaves for the audition, and Futaro helps her practice lines. She returns late, but the others surprise her with handheld fireworks and forgive her. Ichika tells Futaro she will cooperate with studying. As midterms approach, Futaro tries to get Nino and Itsuki involved, with little success, though Itsuki studies alone. When Itsuki gives him her phone to contact their father, Futaro learns he will be fired if even one of them fails. After an argument, they vow never to work together, something he regrets. While the sisters play the game of life, Nino tries to eject him, but Ichika claims he promised to stay overnight. Nino, pretending to be Itsuki, learns about his job being on the line. During studying, Miku asks what girls Futaro likes, and he reveals fake top 3 traits, secretly describing Raiha to motivate them to finish their pages. Ichika later tells him he and Itsuki clash because they're similar. Miku lets him sleep in her room, but she forgets and returns, so Futaro wakes beside her. The next morning, Itsuki, disguised as Miku, tries talking to him, but Futaro sees through it. At the library, he returns to speak to Itsuki, finds her using Miku's headphones, calls her Miku to get her to open up, and they apologize. Futaro stays another night. The quintuplets nearly oversleep for midterms, but Yotsuba's ribbon disguise lets them all sneak past the supervisor. Each girl passes one subject, meaning none technically failed. Though Futaro expects to be fired, Nino tricks their father into believing this shows progress, so Futaro remains their tutor. For celebration, he offers parfaits. His attempt to keep Nino and Itsuki home to study backfires, leaving only him and Yotsuba, who quietly admits she likes him. Later, Ichika pressures Futaro to collect all 5 sisters' contact info. Forgetting his handbook, Futaro goes to Nino's room, where she sees a photo of a tough-looking blonde boy, actually Futaro from 5 years prior. He lies that it's a relative. The sisters reminisce over childhood photos, identical in all of them. One quintuplet apparently met Futaro on a Kyoto field trip years ago. His handbook holds half a torn photo with her. Soon after, Miku pretends to be Ichika to refuse a classmate's confession, and Futaro plays her boyfriend to help. Irritated, the boy challenges Futaro to dance with Ichika at the campfire. Before the school trip, Raiha gets sick, so Futaro misses the bus, but the quintuplets insist he come and drive there together. Snow strands them, forcing them to stay in a hotel room, and they debate who gets to sleep beside him, so all 5 end up next to Futaro. In the morning, Ichika watches him sleep and leans close, but Itsuki sees them and thinks someone is kissing him. A legend says if 2 people hold hands and dance at the final campfire, they'll be together forever. Miku hopes to dance with Futaro, but gives up when she sees Ichika likes him too. Futaro and Yotsuba dress as ghosts, but Ichika and Miku recognize him wearing a blonde wig. Meanwhile, Nino and Itsuki get lost. Futaro rescues Nino near a cliff, still in the wig, and she thinks he's the blonde boy from the photo, so he pretends to be Kintaro, Futaro's relative. He gives her Raiha's lucky amulet, and she gives him a bandage for a bruise. She asks Kintaro to dance with her. Later, Yotsuba traps Futaro and Ichika in a warehouse. Ichika admits she wanted to dance with him, and Futaro lights a small fire to keep warm. She confides she wants to pursue acting. He encourages her. They dance alone, but a collapsing log triggers alarms and sprinklers. When Miku and Itsuki find them soaked, they demand explanations. During skiing, Ichika sneaks out, and Futaro, unable to ski, crashes, losing the bandage Nino gave him. She chases him, thinking he is Kintaro. Futaro hides in an igloo where Miku is upset. They talk, and Miku realizes he understands all of them deeply. Later, she calls Ichika, actually Itsuki, in disguise, saying she will no longer hold back her feelings and wants to hold Futaro's hand at the campfire. Itsuki reveals herself to Futaro, but he collapses with fever. Before he's taken to rest, he rejects Nino on Kintaro's behalf. Nino attends the campfire alone, heartbroken. Miku confesses to Ichika that she loves Futaro and won't back down anymore. The girls discover Futaro's camping guide filled with stories for Raiha and realize he enjoyed the trip despite being sick. They sneak into the nurse's ward to see him. As the campfire ends, all 5 hold his hand. Years later at Futaro's wedding, Raiha brings him the forgotten ring and finds he still carries her lucky amulet. One of the quintuplets is the bride, but her identity is still hidden. In the mid-credits, the sisters pick Futaro up from the hospital. Nino returns his amulet, and all 5 prepare to study for finals.